Charlie, the dragon. Charlie came in contact with the dragons here 5,000 years later. Much to say, our simple cave transformed quite dramatically in 5,000 years. Our simple cave was a vast underground city where around 2 million people were living here. It was a golden age of man and dragons. Our city name was Shambhala. Most have changed. Our way of life is so far advanced that anything has been seen on Earth. War was thousands of years behind us. It was a faint memory in time. Charlie was an incredible dragon trader. He had hundreds of dragons moving exotic fruits all around the world. He studied for years with a master dragon teacher who taught him how to meditate and be one with the universe. Both little Ricky and little Johnny became friends immediately as they met. Charlie came from South America, from the land of Peru. Both of them were on the same wavelength in life. They shared a common bond which could never be broken. Charlie was trading the following fruits: cherry malwaya, mangoes, pitahaya, dragon fruit, guava, and papaya. Both little Johnny and little Ricky never tasted anything so delicious. It became an instant hit in Shambhala. Everyone was talking about it. Charlie and the twin dragons loved to fly together and meditate. Charlie knew how to fly like he was on a super roller coaster. He knew how to use G-forces to do incredible maneuvers like upside-down loops you see in roller coasters today. He had a Latin flair to him. Charlie came and traded with us about 2 times a year. He had busy trade routes he established. Charlie started the Silk Road trade route years ago, and by chance discovered a conversation about the hidden city of Shambhala. Most in China and Tibet hear about our hidden city, but thought it was a myth. Charlie loved adventure. He wasn't only a business dragon, he was incredible with the arts and music. He told me one adventure that left my brother and I quite mesmerized. You see, in Peru, youngsters, humans, love to ride the ocean waves, much like dragons fly in the sky. He discovered a place in Chacama, a small, sleeping fishing village. Here, along the beach, was a vast point where you could see 10 waves breaking in the distance. The waves would follow the coastline for a mile. It was the longest wave in the world. Charlie was friends of most of the surfers. They were the farmers that grew the exotic fruit. The surfers taught Charlie how to body surf. On huge days, Charlie would swoop down from the sky and gather so much speed he could easily catch any wave. He invented the modern-day jet skiing years ahead of his time. Charlie would ride this wave for miles, laughing and giggling the entire time. All the surfers would clap their hands in delight. Charlie brought little Ricky and little Johnny to Chacama. Remember, they were both around 5,000 years old, but they were young at heart. Little Ricky and little Johnny spent the entire day catching one wave after another. They would always say, "Just one more, and we'll call it quits for the day." The surfers provided a feast in honor of the twins coming to their country. Now little Ricky loves to try anything that was different. The surfers provided a feast that dragons and man are still talking about today. Little Ricky still remembers it. Charlie introduced the twins to the hidden dragon community. The dragons and man never fought with each other. They became friends from the beginning of time. Both of their cultures totally respected Mother Earth Gaia. At that time, both man and dragons would hold sacred ceremonies, prayers, and meditate together. They realized the connection between the earth and stars. You see, they knew they were stardust. They came from the stars. Meditation was the doorway to the universe within. Charlie took little Ricky and little Johnny on a tour of Americas. They saw vast civilizations in Guatemala and Mexico. They saw great pyramids all over the place. You see, David had the vision of the dragon become a reality all over the world. Charlie took them to Florida, where life was so simple. The Indians loved the dragons, visiting them in. They went to Malibu, where the Chamush Indians lived. They taught the Indians how to surf the long waves during the summertime. The natives would love to watch the dragons riding the waves. You see, they only fished along the shore. This became a hit with the young locals. People are still talking about it today. At some point in time, Charlie moved to Canada, a city called Toronto. He settled down, married, and had children. Everyone loved Charlie. He gave life to the party. He loved his children and wife. Of course, he had many friends. Boy, did he have stories to tell. He could probably talk the rest of his life about his incredible journeys around the world. By this time, Charlie became one with the sun, moon, and stars. He was still in the dragon body. You could say he was enlightened. He discovered his true nature. You see, there's a point where you simply shine. Charlie just smiled and shined like the sun.